I need lights!
Marker!
Roll camera!
We have speed!
Action!
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Snow White.
What? Snow White.
Banish her to the woods.
That's Julia Roberts as the evil queen who's stolen the kingdom from its rightful heir, Snow White, played by the lovely newcomer Lily Collins, in this retooling retake of a classic fairy tale, Mirror, Mirror. Now, of course, some of the basics still stand. She banishes Snow White to the woods to be murdered. Of course, the one who's supposed to do it doesn't have the heart, secretly actually is infatuated with her. All men are. And she meets the 7 dwarves. But this time, instead of coal miners, they're thieves. They're bandits. And they've already stolen from the prince in this one, that's right, played by young Armie Hammer, who's a little stuck up and a little snobbish, but he's also bumps into Snow White, and of course it's love at first sight for both of them, but they're awkward and they don't really know what to do about it, and he's kind of stuck up and she doesn't like that. Well, of course, eventually, by being found by the dwarves, Snow White is taken in and they teach her how to sword fight, how to steal, how to use the elements around her. So before long, Snow White and the 7 dwarves decide to try to take the kingdom back from the evil queen and save the prince who's at the clutches of the miserable queen because he doesn't see through her. He's kind of dense that way. Yeah, it's Snow White and the 7 dwarves against the evil queen, and something tells me Snow White just might win.
Love potion. Puppy love. What am I supposed to do with a puppy?
You can rub my tummy.
Fetch! The queen is getting married.
Take back your kingdom. I read so many stories where the prince saves the princess. It's time we change that ending.
You're with the bandits?
You're with the queen.
Should we help her?
She's doing pretty good on her own.
If you weren't trying to stab me right now, I might be tempted to kiss you.
The bandit's leader is a she.
Bandit's leader is Snow White.
Who feels like crashing a wedding?
And here I was having such a good day.
Mirror, Mirror is a retake, comedy fantasy retelling of the classic Snow White fairy tale that benefits from a few things. First of all, the production design on this thing is fantastic. Man, the sets, the costumes, the ballroom at the castle itself, almost everything looks absolutely breathtaking and stunning, very impressive. The only thing that didn't were, of course, the treacherous woods. Because there it looks like a movie set. I'm sorry, no. Look, comparing it to, say, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 1, when Harry, Hermione, and Ron are running away from the Snatchers, those looked like real woods. Here, we can tell it's a movie set. But, that aside, the rest of the production value, top-notch. Also, Lily Collins, newcomer, stunningly beautiful, and man, to cast her as Snow White, perfect, because she looks how Snow White should look. Oh, yes, she does. If Snow White was going to be real instead of just out of a fairy tale book or a cartoon, she's a spitting image of what she should look like. And I love how she plays her. First wide-eyed and innocent and just kind of obedient, and then finally, little by little, starting to learn things about her evil stepmother, the queen, and finding out about her kingdom and how it's struggling, and then eventually getting kind of sassy once she stays with the dwarves and learning how to fight and learning how to steal and learning how to think, really think for yourself, how she starts to plot against the queen and save the prince from the clutches of the evil queen. I love how she played it, how she gets sassy and a little twinkle in her eye and comes up with some ideas on her own. Nice. Also, this movie is laugh out loud funny thanks to the dwarves. I'm not going to name all the actors. Y'all did a great job. You did. Absolutely hilarious. They get the best jokes. They're hilarious. Now, the names have been changed, probably because of Disney's copyright, and this isn't Disney. But I don't care. The personalities, hilarious. The look of the dwarves, the way they're dressed. One's Napoleon, one's... It's hilarious. They get... My screening, they got the most laughs. Julia Roberts, I want to give a big A+ to for being involved in this production. I think she was more than just the star in this thing, for bringing it to light, because this is good family fun. You can take the kids to this thing. I wouldn't take anybody under 6 because it might get a little too intense. But this is good family fun, and it's funny. And she's very funny as the evil queen. I like how they're playing most of the scenes for laughs. That brings me to another problem with the film. Some of the scenes were perfectly paced like that and perfectly had the perfect humor and sense of tongue-in-cheek, not taking it too seriously. But there were other scenes, like the scenes in the woods, where the henchman of Julia Roberts, played by Nathan Lane, is going to take Snow White out, and he's supposed to kill her, and of course he can't, and she's all crying, and she doesn't want to die. It got a little too dark, too serious, where I'm like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be for laughs. This shouldn't be so serious. This is getting uncomfortable. So in that way, the film is a little awkward and a little uneven. But it's still good family fun. I'm recommending it, even with the few problems it had, and some of the jokes are too silly and some just fall flat. But for the most part, it's an entertaining, family fun adventure. Check it out on the big screen. I'm giving it 2 out of 4 popcorns. For Kevin at the Movies, I'm Kevin Finnerty, online and on the air every Sunday afternoon at 1 on FM News and Talk 95.7 and AM 600 Go.